Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. So, I have a confession to make. I woke up this morning, actually yesterday as well, and I did not want to do my practice, and I also didn't want to make this video. And so I hemmed and I hawed for a while, and there comes a point where we access our free will, and sometimes what our practice and our life really needs is some good old-fashioned self-discipline. So this is my self-discipline, being here and following up on the last video from last week about chanting. So I had said last time that chanting in Sanskrit was a way to neutralize and transmute emotional energy. And what I was specific about was Sanskrit chanting. And what I want to talk about is why Sanskrit. So Sanskrit is a spiritual language. It's one of two spiritual languages. The Hebrew is a spiritual language, and then Sanskrit. Now, I am not a Sanskrit scholar by any stretch of the imagination, but my teacher, Durga is. So what's fascinating, I find fascinating about Sanskrit as a spiritual language is that it didn't evolve. So the way that English has changed over time, based on cultural influences and based on the physical evolution of our mouths as a human species, and the sounds change, the words change and such. And in Sanskrit, that's not the case. It was a language that was developed spontaneously out of a meditative state. So it's it's considered to be a very pure and very powerful language. This is part one. And part two of this is that the way that Sanskrit breaks down is relatively, can be kind of complex, but essentially comes down into each syllable within a Sanskrit word has a seed sound. And that sound corresponds to a location somewhere in the body, all different locations. Some of you know this to be the chakra system, but the most important fact is that the seed sound from the word corresponds to a place that's in the body. And many of you know we store our emotions in our body. So when we are chanting in a language, the spiritual language, and the sounds from the words come into the body and have an effect, a vibration effect. They start moving, creating a vibration, which then works to release that energy up and out of the body. And that's really all emotions are. They're just energy in motion. And so if we want to work with them and we want to release emotion, it needs to go up and out. So using Sanskrit chanting is a very effective way to get that job done. So there's a little history on Sanskrit and chanting. And so today, I really just don't feel like singing. So this is great news, because you don't have to sing to chant. You can speak it, and it can be as simple as Om Namah Shivaya. So you can repeat that to yourself again and again. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And it will have the same effect as if you're singing it. And if you don't want to say it out loud, I'll take it one step further, and you can say it silently to yourself. Naturally, the effect that you're going to get is going to vary based on how you do the practice. But it still works in the same function to neutralize and transmute that emotional energy that is superfluous, that you don't need, or that is somehow creating distress for you. So I've just taken away all of your excuses for trying it, and as far as believing whether or not it's going to work, you don't have to believe in it for it to be effective. So now really all that's left for you to do is to give it a try. So I invite you to give it a try. My favorite chant is Om Namah Shivaya, and that's simply because that's the one that I was given for my lineage. But there are literally, thousands of different chants to choose from. So find one that appeals to you, and you can put it in YouTube, Sanskrit chant, and listen to a few and see what you like and give it a try. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for listening, and happy chanting. We'll see you soon.